Hello, 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 assalamu alaikum. We're back with Agatha Christie, the ABC Murders. On my previous video, we found many clues that point to Cust guilty. But is he really guilty? It's getting excited. Let's continue the story.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
Bye.
She's still mad.
Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
Well, she's not mad at Chad.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes. I had best talk to Jap.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Let's break our brain.
Was it possible for Cust to have killed the 3 victims? Cust was in Churston on the day of Sir Clark's murder. Cust was in Bexhill on the day of Betty Barnard's murder. Cust was in Andover on the day of Alice Asher's murder.
Cust was in all the towns. Are there any common points between Cust and the killer? All the letters sent to Poirot come from his typewriter. He has ABC guides at home. He has a knife like the one used to stab Sir Carmichael. He could have committed those crimes. Is Cust's behavior suspicious? He keeps the newspapers that talk about the murder. He lied about his destination. He had blood on him. Guilty.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Churston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examine at home.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
I've missed something? No way. I'm Hercule Poirot. Let's go to Scotland Yard.
To Scotland Yard, please.
So, this is Cust, the mysterious person that we've seen from the cutscenes from the beginning.
This man is not in good shape.
Lowered eyes, shaking hands, crumpled jacket.
He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
Let's question him.
What do you want from me?
I want to interrogate you, of course.
Are you Alexander Bonaparte Cust?
So? You find my name ridiculous, is that it? Huh?
I am Hercule Poirot, and I want nothing other than the truth.
Ah, you're the detective.
So he knows my name?
Why did you send me a letter before each crime?
Why all these questions? When are you going to stop pestering me?
What? I just asked you 2 questions only.
Maybe you forgot that you wrote these letters.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes I forget. Maybe I did type them.
Maybe.
Are you capable of murder, Mr. Cust?
All these questions are giving me a headache.
What now? A headache or coughing?
Poor man. If only I could help him. He is in no state to reply.
Oh, I pick his medicine. Maybe it can help him?
Take this. It will help you.
Thank you. Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood again.
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
Wow, just coughing. A blood emitted.
Are you capable of murder, Mr. Cust?
All these questions are giving me a headache.
He's so stressed.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
And to thank him, you murdered him?
Stop talking about these murders.
We've zoomed out again. What's the meaning
Do you
of
deny
that?
being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot, but not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards. It proves that you wrote them.
I may have. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
He's having a terrible headache.
He is prey to a terrible anxiety. Is it remorse? Or simply the pressure of the questioning and the train journey?
We must help him.
Take this. It will help you.
Why, he's coughing again.
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Weird. Kill, but don't know why.
And what conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Let's break our brain again. What do we know about Cust's health? He suffers from hemoptysis. He brings up blood when he coughs. He suffers from absence. He has problem with his throat. Cust is mentally and physically weak. Not really the profile of our killer. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt in Thurston murder? Mrs. Marbury saw Cust's shirt with stains on the buttonholes. Sir Carmichael was attacked from behind, and the blood spurted out in the direction of the sea. You will expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeve, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt? You would expect a murderer to keep newspapers articles about all his crimes, but Cust's collection starts in Thurston, as if he heard about the case late on. He did not appear to recognize Poirot. There are several details which show that Cust is not guilty. Can we say without a shadow of a doubt that Cust is guilty? He says that he did not write the letters. He had no reason to kill them. Not guilty. Uh-oh.
I don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then he confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Let's go. Is Cust clever? The army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions, just order to follow. Mediocre. Is Cust sure of himself? He was very hesitant and shy. Usually door-to-door salesmen are very confident, but he wasn't. Easy to influence. Is Cust a seducer?
Medium size, glasses, dark suit, and a felt hat. Not the sort of man you'd notice. Completely harmless. That's why I forgot all about him.
Without any charm. Does Cust like trains? Oh, it wasn't for pleasure. He was always unwell on trains, but he had to sell his stockings around England. I have to expect my engagement, he used to say. Do not like trains. Is Cust impulsive? I've suspected him from some time, but he appeared so harmless. Cold. Is Cust generous? Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. Miserly.
You see? Cust's character is quite the opposite of the murderer's.
But if he's a madman, can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual or repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well, you're right as always. So, we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
Cust's profile doesn't match at all. Tub is hopeless. What can we do now?
To white heaven, please.
Well, folks, we have to wait a bit longer. Inshallah, I'll meet you again on my next video. Bye for now. Assalamualaikum.